Yo guys, are you as excited as me? So today's the day we test out this deck that we've been building. Is what I've been calling a banned Chimera deck with BlackWarKimeramon, banned Black Chimera. We'll see if things get banned. Only time will tell. And the deck we're going to be fighting against it with is going to be, of course, our main blue V deck. A Veemon that we've been using from BT5 and 6, and we're going to see how well it stacks up, and also if we can actually do anything with our new deck, because the new deck, you know, maybe nothing will happen. Let's see. So flick it back, here we are. Hopefully my face isn't going to be in the way of anything. It probably will though, but that's okay. So this is an app that I do not own. I cannot really give you the source for it. It got shut down, I believe, and I'm only using it offline, offhand, because that's the way it's got to be at the moment. And I am looking forward to, and I've urged you guys to look also forward to, the Digimon trading card game official app / website thing. They're going to have some sort of, they're designing something. I know that, and it's been in production for a while, and I'm really looking forward to it, and it's hopefully going to be super duper amazing. So this one is Black Chimera Dump V2, I'm pretty sure is the one I used, and then the we'll say the bot is going to be using our main Veemon deck. Alright, let's start it. So, hatch egg, yeah. And you guys are going to be seeing this from a little bit of a weird, different perspective, and that's okay. Normally, you just save replay this, and that's what I'm going to be doing probably as well. So, we digivolve onto this as you would, and then we could pass the turn by paying 1 here, but we want this as our trump card, and it's always important to get tamers down, in my opinion. So, this tamer, so my old deck strategy would be the same sort of thing. You would hatch an egg. The math works out a little odd, but essentially you could put down 2 tamers, but we wouldn't. We would just digivolve a LIFECOACHING, because it's nice to keep Gabamon in case we need to later. We don't know what our opponent would be doing, but considering how much memory we have and etc, we'd probably be pretty happy to play a Mat and also a Sojo when this moves out. Maybe we can evolve it, maybe we can do something then. Raise Digimon. Would we want to move this? No, yeah, we would. Only because we see this other Veemon in the hand. If we didn't see another rookie with this deck, with a Veemon in hand, we wouldn't do it. And we know that they're likely going to try and remove the source underneath, so that's also something else to be aware of, but not a lot we can do about that. And honestly, we're bricking. This is an unusual, it's pretty unusual, you wouldn't normally see this. And this is on Kiaramon underneath. Okay, so very rough. Now we're going to digivolve next turn, so we didn't care too much. We could have left it on the field, but there's a good chance our opponent could just destroy it, and then maybe would rather take a card than not. Is the only way I'm thinking about that. We could hard play Chimera. I feel like that's kind of a waste. We don't normally want to just pass it. We should have just used we have to stop fighting. I suppose that would have been a good way to go about it. Yeah, geez, what a brick. 8. We'll put them on too much. So we're weirdly enough just gonna pass. And we can hope that they hit stuff in security. Raise Digimon a Battle Arrow. We got this guy. I mean, we don't see any better cards at the moment, but our opponent isn't doing much either, so I guess it's fine. We have sources underneath here. And we could play Gabumon down, but then they'd gain stuff from Sojo. So, weirdly enough, it's probably better just to play Sojo here, but we could attack first. And we will. Very, very weird. Oh. Okay, suddenly the game has changed. We play this. Alright, so we passed and we did get what we wanted. Lucky. Very lucky. We did evolve into this. That's why we kept it in our hand. We can see another one, so we can gladly move it out next turn if we want to. Stingmon is here. We could put it straight down and then go into this. But I think it's probably better just to Digivolve and pass turn. Yeah. Because we're still drawing a card and putting them in one. Oh, whoops. The opponent forgot about this lack of Digivolution sources, so you're always going to start with the Mat effect to go to 3, and then go up, hatch egg. We didn't draw anything else, so we are just going to Digivolve our Gabumon this way. Better to draw for free than draw for 3. We don't need to play another Mat for this deck unless we saw Lobo, but we don't really need to do anything like that anyway. We still are just stuck with level 3 somehow, sadly. We have 7. Which is kind of when I would hard play this, because we have so much memory, and then play Howling. Or we could Digivolve straight up, which is probably the better play to make, as weird as this is. And then we won't have a lack of sources underneath us. Okay, cool. So although this player seems like they're in trouble, they're not actually in very much trouble at all. They're kind of where they wouldn't mind being. So this one has these underneath, so drawing for lack of sources and drawing when having a few less cards in hand. Okay. Well, next turn we keep the Veemon, we go down into it that way. Dragging into the depths isn't going to do much if we can only attack once per turn at the moment. Nanimon's in hand, which isn't where it wants to be, but I want to play Quadramon down solely by itself, but then those Sojos are going to give a lot of memory to our opponent. So I'm going to maximize it. I'm going to give them full memory, and we're just going to play all out. Weirdly enough. Yep. Yep. And we definitely didn't have to do that, but we did anyway. And we probably would have been better off not hard playing the Nanimon, but we did, so we're doing it. Alright. Move it out. Yeah. I suppose we could. Don't need to, but we did. Okay, so in this line of thinking, we can use our Sojos to get rid of this source on the Stingmon. This has the source doesn't matter for this card. First thing we might want to do, I guess we could Digivolve this one. Cool. Then this card is going to want to, I'd say, direct attack. and then we can use this effect, get rid of 2. We don't need to do it again because there's nothing else resources. Wow, we crashed into something huge. You normally don't see that with Old Force Veemon out, but well, you know, sometimes these things happen. So we could have went up to Gabumon though. But I guess normally you'd attack once you'd unsuspend. We couldn't have been able to. Yeah, we should have just gone to Gabu. Okay, that's my bad. So we Digivolve. Cool, fancy. We could just attack with this, and then we'd be able to draw 1 anyway. So that's what we'll do. Start effect. That gets added to the hand. They have 2 security left. We could Digivolve into this thing, unsuspending both. Huh. Yeah. Digivolve it. Look at that. And this is exactly when you would want to... Well, if we attack with this, we get security attack +1. So we direct attack. Checks 1. We didn't have enough cards in hand. I forgot. Whoops, it doesn't actually check 2. Woohoo. That's alright. So then, you would maybe want to play this. Digivolve this. Put him on 1. And now this player looks like they're really struggling. But they do have 2 Hammer Sparks. So they could go up to 3. Which is almost enough to do what they want to do. Yeah. They didn't get enough tamers down, but that's alright. This game's been pretty wacky for both sides. They couldn't go up to that. Wait, does this cost 0 to do it? Yeah. Hang on, we can already merge these guys together. And we wouldn't use Quadramon because this has a nice inherited effect. Yeah. But what we could actually do before that is use... We have to stop fighting. Although there's always a risk of... what's it called? It's option cards in security. Because if we had enough memory, we'd be able to use a delicate plan. But we can't actually get a red Digimon down, so we can't use it at the moment. But we have to stop fighting. Now this won't stop Hammer Sparks, but we can direct attack. Get rid of the 2 sources from... I guess this one? I can't read what they were, but... Yep. Yeah. Direct attack with this one. See how these guys just... They aren't dying because we have to stop fighting. They've got 1 card left in security. Now we can DNA Digivolve. We'll go with this one and this one, so we want to be able to Digivolve into black potentially in the future. Boom. We can place something underneath it from the trash. We get Togemon maybe, or we could draw more cards. Do we want to draw more? Or do we want more DP? I think we want to draw more in this situation, right? She's up to 2 cards. Now 2 of their Digimon lose DP depending on how many colors Kimeramon has right now. They lost 4,000. We're now strong enough to take out this Imperial Digimon if we want to, which is pretty big. But we don't have any blockers in hand at the moment. But we would be able to draw 2 cards when we attack with this anyway. So we could try to draw into a blocker. But the chance of that could be low. But if we draw into Hexablaumon, we could also Digivolve on top of this thing. Remember, it is blue. So there's a lot of ways this could spin. We could give it piercing if we use Hammer Spark as well right now. And then we could check a security anyway, and I think that's what we're going to do. So we play one, Hammer Spark. Oh wait, no, it is green. It's green right now, right? Sources? Yeah, it's green. So we can use this, and we have a blue Digimon in play as well. So we use this, Home Masquerade, Kimeramon gets the attack bonus, and it gets piercing. Absolutely massive. Again, Hammer Spark kind of blows this out of the water anyway, which is pretty sad. But here I don't think there's anything more we can do. We attack the Digimon. We want to use this because you're not sure if you have 7 or less cards to start with normally. And then it should attack and destroy it. Hang on, why didn't it do it? What? I'm very confused right now. I think this might be a bug in the game. Because Kimeramon is definitely supposed to... Sorry, it's just sneezing. Definitely supposed to have more attack, as you can see, than this, and was supposed to attack and do piercing damage. Huh. Well, that's a very odd thing. If you can find a reason for why this would happen, let me know, because that doesn't make any sense to me. Alright. I guess moving on. So we didn't find the Hexablaumon, we didn't find another Hammer Spark, which is okay. It was a bit late to use Hammer Sparks and things anyway. But this is the case when I'd rather have 2 Mechanorimon than Nanimon, I suppose. We could evolve Stingmon. I don't think our last thing's gonna matter. But assuming... Okay, so pretending we did knock out this, right? Because I'm pretty sure we would have been able to. They'd only have Veemon left. Now, if Veemon attacks... It's fine. If they get a Lobomon or something in, we lose, right? Or because this doesn't have sources, they'll definitely go up to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're going up to 7 memory if we keep this on the field, which we can't get rid of it. So that's it. Essentially. So let's just Digivolve. Alright. So you draw some stuff. Oh, this DP is... Nah, it's surely not permanent, is it? Maybe. Okay. Clean up duty. They draw a card. They Digivolve without thinking. That's beautiful, perfect, they would normally win the game. They would win the game, actually, probably. Because here they would just go for a direct attack. Get rid of all the sources. Not Hammer Spark. And then they would Digivolve up and they would win. And that's it. Hey. Okay, that's it. That's apparently how the first game would go, I suppose. Let's try again, huh? Alright. So, on the Chimera side, they would want to Digivolve Veemon. And then, I don't know, they're gonna find enough simplicity in playing a Tamer. Gotta set up for the long game. Okay. On the strictly more Veemon side, you know what? They're actually gonna match it. They're gonna match it very much. And because they know the matchup a little better now, they know that there's a lot of Digimon sources that need to be removed. So they're gonna go with Sojo. And then because of how much memory they have, they don't mind giving a lot to their opponent, but they know the Veemon's coming in probably. So they're gonna play Mechanorimon. Okay. They didn't need to move that out, but they did because they can move a Veemon into the raising area again next turn anyway. So they're not too stressed about it. In this situation, they would love to attack. And they'd be able to draw a card for it, but it's not too worthwhile. So they're gonna play a Nanimon. Maybe Digivolve, Chimeramon. Yeah. And they could use a Hammer Spark to put them onto one, but maybe it's not quite worthwhile to them, so they're just gonna go this way. And then they're going to use this effect. And they don't need to suspend it. Raise Digimon to battle area. Yeah, they'll do that. Because they don't have a Mechanorimon, they can freely just go for this jamming swing if they want. But this deck has to think a little bit more first. So if they did that, what are they going to do next? Probably play Gabumon down, so they feel pretty safe just going for it. And getting rid of sources is good. This means that jamming will only be jamming. This means, what do they have in their hand? What do they really worry about? They want to try and get rid of the Chimeramon because they could use this Drag You into the Depths card later anyway, so get rid of the source in that. And we got the Mechanoid block if they really want to save the Veemon anyway in the future. So, they could play Matt, they could play Gabumon, they want to play Gabumon, they want to limit the opponent's move, put them on one. And drawing a card's not a bad way to go either. Hatching an egg, gaining a memory, digivolving, all things that they like doing. Now, they could go to Flamedramon, have enough TP to not worry about the Mechanorimon anymore if they want. But they could also just attack with Chimeramon into this and see if the Mechanorimon is going to block anyway. Which is also something. They could go for Hell Masquerade. They definitely could actually. So that they can do the piercing damage. and be able to check security while they try and knock this out, and or this. They really have some options. So, they could also Digivolve into Hexablamon or Ulforce Veedramon, which is going to be very useful for them anyway regardless. But I think they'd rather play this for now. They could give this a boost, but they're going to give this one a boost. They could have given the boost here and then... it doesn't matter. So it's got Piercing. They're going to attack the Digimon. Now over here, they could try and save the Veemon, but they're not super duper worried about it. They'd rather probably block the Veemon over here, so they're not going to block. Piercing does happen regardless anyway. Nothing they could really do about that. Because they didn't block this thing, the opposing combatant can now decide to go, like, say, to Ulforce Veedramon and just return that to the hand. They could go Flamedramon, especially with this boost. And you know what, I think that's what they're going to do. So now they can Digivolve this down for 2. Look at that. We could activate it, which would have been beautiful, but it does not matter. I'm pretty sure it's only the Digimon that Digivolved. Let me double check that card real quick. When one of your Digimon Digivolves into a Digimon with 2 colors, you may suspend this tamer to unsuspend that Digimon. Okay, so it's only the one that Digivolves, so we don't need to do that. Flamedramon's already active. Now that Flamedramon has more attack than the blocker anyway, Flamedramon will go for the direct attack. This guy is going to choose not to block because, well, you know, it doesn't make a good bet. Look at that, 10,000. It makes it even better not to attack with that sort of, you know, numbers. And now that's exactly when... Hello? Wait. Oh, right. So because Chimeramon doesn't have any sources under it, it actually isn't blue and it can't be Digivolved onto, which this player did forget. But because the opponent has a Sojo down, they're going to gain 2 memory from this Chimeramon regardless anyway this time around. And they could play a Hexablamon straight down from hand, but they're choosing to play Quadramon. Lots of memory for the opponent. Alright. They're going to Happy Egg. Are they going to go Veemon this time? Are they going to go Gabumon? They're going to go Veemon. They know the Digimon that they want. Because drawing cards is always nice. Until you don't need them anymore, that's when Gabumon probably wants to get out there. I mean, you might consider the Veemon play if you had an Ulforce in your hand, then you could Digivolve onto it and remove a level 4, but that's not the case this time around. This Mechanorimon can never attack in this deck, it's just there. There's no level 4s either, which could be a problem for this Tamer. But they could put Aero Veedramon straight down if they wanted to, or this Wingdramon as a blocker. Although, seeing how the numbers have been going to 10,000, they're not too sure they can really handle it, but their security is dwindling. Unfortunately. So, they would want to probably play a Mat. They want to try and get their opponent down to 1. If they could somehow make 9 happen, that would be perfect. And they sort of can. But their opponent's still in a very good position to do a lot of damage to them, so they're not too fussed about it, I suppose. Because it's not like they really want to keep the momentum going by going to 1. They want to be able to push forward. For them to be able to push forward, they need things like Matt down on the field. So they're going to opt for going Matt. They don't want these sources to stick around. Flameon without sources is very weak. The armor does not matter anymore generally. Although with a Chimeramon deck, it looks like they're gonna potentially fuse those level 4s together anyway, so you know, maybe it doesn't matter. With the Eldrake into the depth card in hand, the Gabumon could just destroy the Chimeramon. That's a fact. It could destroy the Flamedramon, but not really. Or maybe. Actually, I don't know. Hang on. When this Digimon will be deleted. I'm pretty sure this counts as deleted. Yeah, it does. Okay. So Armor Purge works with effects as well as battle. Important to know. So, simple play is just playing this. Getting this to attack Digimon. This one, because it's got no sources. And then starting the effect of this. So they get rid of 2 sources from Flamedramon, making this Armor Purge very good. The one attacking effect on Gabumon happened second, which was cool. And that was a pretty good turn of events for this player. At this point, I mean, having another blocker down doesn't seem like it's doing a lot unless it's against his Cordramon. So maybe they just go Aero V, which is giving quite a lot of memory, but could be worth it. Because the jamming will be able to, it will be able to attack jamming next turn if it needed to. Digimon with the battle area? Sure. Thoughts are hard. Okay. So, next thing that could happen here. There's no Chimeramon. No fusion is possible. There's no level 5s. These level 6s can't do anything. We could chuck down a whole bunch of level 4s. To what avail? What point? I don't know. I mean, the opponent seems to have 3 security. So, could threaten something or lose the whole board. Hard to say. This could go for an evolution first, which unfortunately probably is the right play. Because we need that card draw. A beautiful card in order to get lots of attacks off. And they're gonna do it. Okay. So now this one is going to direct attack. No, this one. Does it have piercing? This is not the one with piercing. No. So this one will attack. Yeah. Will attack the Digimon. What's going to happen here is probably this guy's going to be like, oh yeah, I can block it, and then he'll block it. But then he wouldn't actually be able to block it. And then that leaves, I didn't realize we got another one. That leaves this one open for a direct attack of sorts, or at least the attack on the Digimon. What? Oh, hang on. This means no Digimon can be deleted in battles. Haha. Whoops. Meaning all of them should have just been attacking security. And, yep. That's a bite. That's a bite in the butt. And not a good way for this turn's players. Not good. Not good. Is what the words are. Alright, so may as well give them this. Because they're going to go to 3, then they're going to gain what they do from Sojo regardless. Okay. Does another one Digimon want to come out? Yeah, they've only got 2-3 security left. Checks, they may as well. So the opponent has only 1 Digimon with sources. Yeah, that's correct. So Goemon's almost free to put out completely. And the right play here is generally going to probably be attacking directly, maybe? Well, let's see. They've got to get through 4 checks. They've got 4 Digimon down. They can Digivolve to this. Is that what they want to do? This is when you'd have to think about it a fair bit. Because you could go to 6 memory, sure. But that's still a lot of tamers. You might be better off just destroying their Digimon at this point. And if you were, that's probably the right call to make. So you get 1, you attack 1 for 1, 2 for 2 over here somewhere. But then they'd still have 2 more Digimon down anyway. This could Digivolve up 1 level. But that's not exactly what they'd be looking for, to be trying to do. So it gets a little rough. But there is a Mechanori. But there is the chance to attack once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, Digivolve to this 5 times. Now, because it's always more exciting to see a faster game, that's probably what this side would want to do. But they're going to stick the long, slow route this time around, I assume. So they're going to attack this one. They're going to trigger this effect because they may as well, I guess. They're going to attack this one. They're going to Digivolve. Restand it. Then attack the Digimon. Now they could still go for 2 checks if they really wanted to. But it's going to, you know, they should have went for Goemon for that very, very cheap cost, but they didn't. So they're going to direct attack with this, and they'll leave the Veemon unsuspended in case they get an All Force, because getting +1 check off isn't going to win them the game right here and now. But what they could do to switch the memory gauge over to their opponent is also kind of just go like Hammer Spark, play a Goemon, and make a very easy call. If their opponent could just blow up the board, they would want to do it. Okay, now this opponent, they've only been left with 2. Feeling very, very helpless at this point, because they went for their all-out attack last turn. Maybe they shouldn't have, because this deck was supposed to be about BlackWarKimeramon. Remember, maybe these do need to come out for BlackWarKimeramon just to be in here. Who knows? but they do have a lot of things without sources. So if they could just play Hexablamon, they might. But they could probably also just evolve these pretty fast. They do have 5 cards in the hand. This thing's possible, able to get more Digimon out. This thing can just attack for game anyway. This is more or less, yes, their final turn. And now what was looking like a potential win is not. And this card is way too late getting here to be of any sort of use. They could do piercing. It's not going to matter a huge amount. Fighting, not going to help. Their only play, I think, is literally to attack Digimon. Although this thing could block. We'll pretend it won't. Okay, we'll pretend. And they have to hard play Hexablamon. Hatch egg. Yeah. See, with this gun, they've got all the momentum they need at this point, right? At this blue deck, they can just go seal them on and like just get things up. So you can see only 2 Digimon can attack, but you know. They would want to Digivolve this. Suddenly there's another attacker on the field. They could Digivolve this. They should have went on to the Veemon though, because the source is there. They can attack the opponent with this. They could attack with both of these things, but they've got enough memory that they don't really mind trying to get to a higher stage. Having a blocker that doesn't mind not losing memory or whatever is also pretty good. They need to keep enough memory in case a Hammer Spark comes up. So at this point, they kind of just direct attack. Too little, too late, probably. Oh man, it chose for me. Wow. Oh, there was only one. Right. There's one less Hammer Spark, and then that's a solid attack for the game. There you go, there you go, there you go, there you go. You see what kind of happens? You see why BlackWarKimeramon, you know, maybe it's not up to scratch yet, you know? Maybe this deck just doesn't have the consistency yet, and that's okay, that's all good. That's what we do testing, that's how we get there and to those spots. From what we saw, Hexablamon, although fun, wasn't really getting to play too much. We didn't see the Chimeras very much, even though there's 4 of them. The All-Force Veemon didn't really come into play too much either, although I still have hope for it. But we definitely would only want to run one. Having more BlackWarKimeramon would ultimately easily help the deck. But we're not saying we want to do that. We didn't see the Metal Grey all that much either, actually. Analog Youth did not do as much as we were hoping it would. So that could probably leave the deck. And then we could just add like... I don't know, what's something we needed for consistency here, guys? Card draw? What did the deck need? More Sojo? Sojo honestly helped the opponent a lot. Maybe they were just getting very unlucky with this deck list. Less items, potentially? Who knows? Anyway, that's something to work out later. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you have any tips. And yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? How do you think we can make this deck better with BlackWarKimeramon and Chimeramon? Let me know. Alright. Support each other and take care, and I'll catch you all somewhere. Bye.